Hey everybody, welcome back. Rhymez TheBard here. Today we're going to do the well progression mission. No freedom in death. Pretty easy mission. Only hard thing about this mission, the bosses can be a little tough. They can spike some damage out pretty hard, pretty fast, if you're not ready for it. The whole basis around this mission is you gotta kill the 20 mobs, and each time you kill a mob, a lost soul is going to pop out, and it will remain in that position where it popped out for the entire mission, for the entire duration of the mission. And after 30 minutes of when that lost soul spawned, they become aggressive. Some of them do, some of them don't. The ones that do will see through invisibility. So, but that's not even a worry really, because there's like 35 mobs maybe in this mission. And if you were to kill a mob for every minute that you were in this mission, you would still get the achievement before your first mob went active, before your first lost soul went active and aggressive. So getting the secret achievement for this mission is extremely easy. I'm running the Ranger and the Berserker for this mission. I switched out my Rogue Mercenary for another Healer Mercenary, but that was only for the release of the Reign of Fear expansion, so I can do some content there. And I haven't changed out the Mercenary yet, so. In the middle of this room, there's a puddle of mud. I guess that's what they want it to be. And it's like running on ice, so whenever you get in it, you're gonna slide all over the place and all that stuff. I pull all the mudmen to this corner because I don't want the lost souls to attack me if I was to fight the boss in this room. Like if I just started having a really bad run or something, some weird stuff was happening, that's what I would do. But it's probably just faster to start the mission over. But if your group doesn't kill very fast, it will help. I pulled this guy and the last guy around that black spot in the middle because I don't want them to drop into the hole and then start warping around the map and picking up a bunch of aggro and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The trick to this hole, I've seen everybody give every explanation to get down this hole except for the most easiest, which is just press that N key on your keyboard. The one that says END underneath the home key and above the arrow key, the up arrow key. If you just press and hold that, it will push you down that hole. It will force you down that hole. I've been in groups where people would tell me you gotta look at it at the right angle, make sure levitate is off, and ease into it. It's just like, oh, come on, man. Nothing really happens in this tunnel. This entire zone is in 3 main sections. You have the north, then the middle, and then the far west section, I guess. Or you have the left, middle, and right section, I guess is a better term. And there's mobs in the middle section, but I try not to have any lost souls in the middle section, because that's where I'd like to pull the bosses. A little lag right here. Sometime today. There we go. Run up here and grab this one. I'm gonna use Death Dance so I can run the other ones up to the fight. Here we go. I do enjoy the Berserker though. I think I like the Berserker a lot more than the Ranger. Although Ranger has a lot of cool stuff it can do. I always imagine myself playing a Ranger if there wasn't a Bard. If I couldn't have been a Bard, I'd have probably been a Ranger. I just wish I had a better hotkey setup for the Ranger and the Berserker. Nothing's chained together, it's all hotkeyed from combat window or AAs and stuff. Not like how it is for the Bard. Because if you can see on the Bard, I have all my burns and stuff. It's pretty much, the burns are set up in one hotkey, the tank stuff is set up in one hotkey, crowd control stuff is one hotkey, and then the dot stuff is one hotkey. So 4 or 5 hotkeys, that's it. Here's another hole, same thing with that last hole, just press down that N key and it'll put you right through. And that's that entire side. Got 11 more to go. Now you don't have to kill every mob in this mission, because I know some people like to start on the total opposite side of the zone, because the 2 bosses do spawn in the same room. They spawn in the same room, just at different times. But I found it's best to not have to fight in that room at all. The less time you spend in that room, the better. If you can pull around mobs, that's fantastic. Because if not, you might get one ad. One ad probably gonna turn into 2 ads. And then you got 3 ads in a boss. Nobody likes fighting 3 ads in a boss. Not while they're boxing anyways. Although I do have 2 healer mercs, so I guess I could just send that tank merc after him and go AFK. So yeah, I'm not keeping any lost souls inside the middle room. I pulled everything into this tunnel. just get set up so I can get those bosses pulled the way I want it. I've always wondered why bards like to pull with harmony of sound. Like, I never understood that. I do understand the concept behind it, because it helps out your casters, landing the debuffs and the initial stuff and everything. But Bella already has that. It has a debuff. So why not just go ahead and pre-slow it? That's my thought. The only thing that sucks about pre-slowing stuff is Bard Slow. It has like a minute to cool down. I wish they'd get rid of that. Make sure I got that experience. I hate long pulls like that. To me, that was an unnecessarily long pull. Like, I could have ran the entire group up for the skill into that other tone. I try to keep it fast-paced in this one. Because I really want you guys to see the achievement. When you're tired of running to the tunnel, bring the tunnel to you. I guess that was my fault. It's not that bad though, because with the tank merc, you have a lot of control over where you want to put a mob. The only bad thing is, the moment your tank merc turns his back to a mob, he's gonna get stunned and beat out of hell. He doesn't have any weapons now. No weapon, no shield. I don't know what happened. Maybe he got scared. Threw down the sword and the shield. Then realized he needed the platinum. So he came back. This is a one-way wall, by the way. The way to come back through is through that other wall. Room's filled with mobs right here. You got one that passed through there, and then these two, and a third one off to the right. There we go. Everybody's in it now. I only got one med stuff for that A mess. This is the room where the two bosses spawn. They don't spawn at the same time. It's one boss spawns in this room, then you do a hell, and then you come back to this room for another boss. And that's the mission. You open a chest and go get some drink, whatever. It's time for the snake to die. He's been alive for quite some time. That was all the required mobs. All 20 of them. Like I said, there's more than the required amount in this mission. So, I went through this other fake wall that leads out of this room. And there's 2 scorpions in this tunnel. I need these scorpions cleared out so I can pull the boss out of that room. These will be the last 2 mobs that I killed. Then it's just 3 bosses. And the mission's over. A mission where you only kill 23 mobs? Pretty fast mission. Just be ready for the boss. Go ahead and do the hell. Update the task. Just scoop up this boss over here. None of them are active yet. It's always a plus. First one that I killed. There's the boss. Balrog, I think those are called. Balrog or something. Nothing aggroes him, so he's just gonna follow me all the way through. Now, if your lost souls have gone active, you won't be able to pull him through like this, because those lost souls would have aggroed, probably killed me by now. I mean, there's a way you can pull him through the lost souls, and chain fade and all that stuff. But if you're going to waste your time doing that, you might as well just restart the mission. 23 mobs? Line up 23 mobs for me. I'll probably kill them in a total of 10 minutes. Maybe less. If I didn't have to run around the zone so much, it'd be over now. But he's going to spawn right next to me. Or not spawn, but he's going to come through the tunnel. Go ahead and kill him. I burn here because this is the harder boss of the two. Of the other 2 bosses. Out of the 3, this is the hardest one, in my opinion. Because he has a special ability where he does a pulse attack. He basically sends out a PBAE, player base area effect spell from his location that does like 20,000 damage each pulse, and it has 3 ticks on it. Whatever. 3 pulse, 3 ticks. So he said, I'm going to go ahead and move all these other guys over here so I can pull the boss through that tunnel. And have a little room to fade. There it is. The higher dignity. Ah. That sucks. I went through the fake wall. The hardest wall to get through in the game, in my opinion. And I went through it accidentally trying to do a pull. I only used the invulnerability in case if I got stuck on that wall. I didn't want him to burst me down. This guy's pretty nasty also, if you're not careful. Now if you have a player tank and you're doing this mission like a real player tank, you have to be careful for the knockback, because the mercenaries will not go flying across the zone. They're not going to do that. I understand why they won't do it, and I guess it's kind of an exploit to know about it and do it and use it to your advantage or whatever. Maybe. But they shouldn't have bad coding skills and leave it like this, in my opinion. But if it's a player tank, they're definitely going to get kicked around this spot a couple of times because of that knockback. And one more boss. That's it. Sucks the Berserker died. But I'm not gonna wait on him. There's no point. Saw him as I came into the room. And there he is. Warden of the Well. It's like an undead dragon kind of thing. Mobs all around him. I don't think these mobs would assist them in any way, even if I pulled them with that snake right there next to him. But I'm not too sure, so a little caution is always good. I want my invulnerability up again, so I don't get stuck on this wall. I don't really have a choice. Here we go. I got no choice. Finally. Here we go. I think this guy has like a manager or guy of some sort or something. But this one is way easier than the other two. The other two will probably give some weaker groups a little bit of trouble. Like if you were between 80 and 85 and you try to do this mission, I think you would have some serious trouble. But if you're between 85 and 90, you're in a good spot. As long as you have the tier 4 mark, tier 5. Journeyman mercenaries. That's it, he's dead. In the hell of his fallen soul. Open the chest. See what we got. Now an upgrade. That's alright though. I'll stick it on my wall. Show you guys the achievement real quick. The description. Just gotta complete with